of the ring. Again, Francisco Paco Valcarcel, the man in charge of the WBO.
Pero que sigan las instrucciones, obedezcan las leyes, ¿ok? Los pantalones aquí están bien, protéjanse a todo tiempo, buena suerte, peleen duro, peleen limpio. God bless.
The much anticipated La Revancha 2 is on.
And you can see the big edge in height. There's an edge in reach for Segura. He's the younger fighter. All those numbers favor him. What Ivan Calderon has going for him is the fact that he is a superb boxer and has been a world champion for a long, long time.
So Calderon talked about his experience, and he's going to have to draw on all of that against this relentless man, Giovani Segura.
And remember, Segura said, I'm going to go for a knockout right from the get-go.
And here we have the La Revancha, number 2, the rematch of the fight of the year in 2010, Giovani Segura. He has on the very distinctive wear, whereas Ivan Calderon is dressed in white, or it's kind of a silverish white. And right away you hear Mexico, Mexico. And you can see right away, Al, how much bigger Giovani Segura is.
He's going to be jumping up a weight right after this fight. He's just physically a bigger guy than Calderon. Calderon is by far the slicker boxer, certainly the better technician, but Segura is just relentless in his pressure.
And that's where Calderon needs to fight, in the middle of the ring there, Al, not get tied up in the ropes like he allowed Segura to do to him in their first battle. You see Calderon right away, he's on his bicycle. He wants to stick and move, stick and move.
Obviously does not want to fight off those ropes. And there he holds. That's going to be a frequent tactic of Calderon. Instead of fighting on the inside, he wants to hold, get Samuel Vera to break them, then move.
And that's something with Segura. There's no way to frustrate this guy. This guy's relentless. He's going to do whatever it takes. That's a slip. Sam Vera right on top of that. Calderon, again, who said my leg work for this particular fight is so much better than for the first one. I was able to run, I was able to do my cardiovascular training, and I am going to tap on all that for this particular fight.
Calderon trying to establish the jab and has done that to some extent here. There's the difference in this fight. Holding a knee. Now he may start to get a warning and maybe even a point deducted if he's too blatant in that holding.
But he can do that until that happens, and I think that's going to be his plan.
Absolutely.
He works with Felix Pagan Pintor, his trainer, also Jose Sanchez, and they've added Miguel Diaz now as a cut man for Ivan Calderon.
And Miguel, a great man to have in your corner under any circumstances. Segura himself has landed some pretty good jabs, and there he's throwing those wild right hooks.
But that's a 6-inch reach advantage for Segura.
Calderon has generally had a pretty good first round here, even though Segura's had his moments as well. There's the stiff jab of Calderon.
And moving while he's throwing that stiff jab. Low shot right there by Segura. And you see right there, Saviret warning him. See that jab of Segura starts from down low there, Al. Makes it really hard to see.
Right there, Calderon almost got hooked into a slugging contest, but was able to escape it.
So the first round is in the books, and I'm going to go with Ivan Calderon.
Yeah, close round, but probably one in which he won.
I thought he was more accurate, and I thought he was effective in the way he was hitting and moving. Whereas Segura, on the other hand, was trying to set up for that big shot. You mentioned he wanted to knock out right off the bat, and he appeared to be looking for it. We are in the Auditorio del Estado Mexicali, Baja California. A great sports down here. Some of the action, round number 1.
The right hook landing by Calderon. He doesn't want to throw too many of those because he'll get in a right hooking contest with Segura. And there Segura comes with his right away also. Segura, an off-balance fighter. He was not a textbook fighter, but clearly he's effective with what he does. And on the inside there, Segura's looking for the big punch, and Calderon just a little bit more precise.
Javier Capetillo shouting the instructions to Segura as he steps up, and we are ready for round number 2 of La Revancha 2, the rematch of the fight of the year in 2010. Giovani Segura with a distinctive trunks taking on Ivan Calderon. Calderon coming to Mexico to try to get his title back.
The difference also is Calderon in this fight, and you did that first fight, is jabbing more, double jabbing more. It's good body work by Segura, and of course that's what hurt Calderon badly in the last fight.
And you see now Segura, he's willing to pay the price out. He's willing to come in and say, you know what, hit me, but I'm going to land my shot.
You know, another good body shot by Segura, and Calderon coming back. Segura said, you know, it's a misnomer to think Calderon can't punch at all. He said, he hurt me with a couple of shots. I just was able to walk through them.
Now, another tactic by Calderon that might be effective is to make himself shorter. Make Segura go looking for him down below.
Yeah, and Segura, of course, will still look for those body shots, and some getting a little bit low from the waistline.
Two fighters that know each other very, very well. A heck of a go at it. 8 rounds, stepping on each other's feet right there. A different Ivan Calderon in this fight. He is not planting himself on the ropes. He is moving.
And the question will be whether he can do it over the course of a 12-round fight, and whether Segura will catch him with something that will change all that. Segura's still committing to doing body work. Well, that went way low by Segura, but, you know, c'est la vie is the way he looks at it. A lot of good exchanges by both fighters. It's like we picked up in round 13, isn't it?
It is. Sam Viruet, warning right there, Segura, about leading with the head.
He's got his hands full. The jab of Calderon is superb in this fight, but Segura's has not been bad either.
Where Segura's jab is a bit unorthodox as it comes down low. From down low on up. The thing with Segura is, you know, he flat out will tell you, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the best, but I am going to get there. And eventually by the end of the fight, I'm going to find my way to go ahead and get to you at some point.
Good body work.
Now, here we go. Here comes the warning. And the crowd does not like it. Sam Viruet right on top of that. And you mentioned now he was going to do that until he gets a warning. He's got the warning.
What would be unfortunate is if it prevents Segura from still going to the body. He's got to be careful, but he can't abandon that attack. Oh, there's another low blow by Segura.
He's not going to abandon that attack. This is what he knows to do. This is what he's been trained to do, and he's comfortable.
Switching to righty is Segura and landing a big jab in the process. These two cannot make a bad fight. And this first, even though Calderon's been boxing more, these first 2 rounds have still been interesting and scintillating. Very good round.
A very good round, but who do you go with?
I might lean toward Calderon again, but it was a very close round.
So far, I've got 2 rounds for Ivan Calderon.
And let me say something about this fight. A fight I did recently, Miguel Acosta and Brandon Rios.
In which
Miguel Acosta controlled all the first 5-6 rounds of the fight. But then Brandon Rios' power ultimately took over, and he was able to win that fight by knockout. Many have suggested they could easily see this fight going the same way. We'll have to see. Of course, we're going to find out as the fight progresses.
But interesting, though, the way Sam Viruet got in here right away, but already put the warning about the low shot. There's a shot.
And that was the low, one of the low blows I think that he was referring to. The right hook getting in by Calderon, but he doesn't want to stand there and exchange with his opponent. And Segura, that one's right on the belt line. So it was very, very close, but Sam Viruet saying, no, careful of those low blows.
And this is round number 3 of a scheduled 12-round main event. Giovani Segura taking on Ivan Calderon. Segura, the champion. Calderon, the former champion, coming to Mexico looking for his title and trying to take it back to Puerto Rico. One of the things interesting the second round now that Calderon did switch to a right-hander.
Yeah, that was Segura, you mean, yeah. And it was interesting. We hadn't seen that so much from him in the past. And it worked when he did it.
But again, he's very adept. I don't think he slows down one bit when he switches from left or right. There's that sharp jab by Calderon. He's working behind that.
You know, the big advantage Segura has in this fight is that he can afford to come in and absorb some punches because he doesn't think Calderon is ultimately going to hurt him.
But again, also, we made the point about the weight. Did the losing of the weight debilitate Segura enough? Now look at him.
Here's Calderon against the ropes, getting hit with body punches. That's not what he wants. He was hit with a good right hook, too. This is the posture that cost him in the last fight. He's standing on the ropes again.
And now this is about the time when he started doing it in the first fight.
Big bombs landing by Segura, and I think Calderon's a little hurt right now. Low blow again by Segura.
If that answers your question. Is that going to deter him? Absolutely not. And now he's mixing it up, going up top with it. Those are low blows. But then he took one was low and the other one right on the chin.
That's an official knockdown.
So I think you called it on the button there, Al, where it was just a matter of time when he was going to force his will, and that's it. There you have it. Giovani Segura retains his WBO light flyweight title as Ivan Calderon gave it a heck of a go. He got on his bicycle, he tried to move, he tried to jab, he tried to elude Giovani Segura, but again, like a hurricane coming out a screen door, he had no chance whatsoever. As Segura reached him, and when he reached him, he inflicted a great deal of damage. And Ivan Calderon, the proud champion, 36 years of age, he has just met a young man that for his particular style has the answer for it.
Well, and he's a big, powerful fighter who is kind of freakish in that he can be at this weight and still be so big. And so for Segura, he cements this title, and now we'll look to bigger game at the 112-pound division and maybe the 115-pound weight class. But for Ivan Calderon, it is a bitter pill, and it may signal the end of his career. We don't know certainly, but at this juncture, a very tough loss for him. He did his best. You made the point. He fought the right fight for as long as he could fight it over those first 2.5 rounds until Segura got to him.
Now, when we talk about Segura, he goes up to the flyweight. The name that looms out there, Luis Concepcion, the Panamanian, that would make an awesome fight at 112 pounds.
Yeah, it's a great potential fight, and there are a lot of good 112-pounders. And what he's going to find, though, once he gets up in weight, some of these deficiencies he has in terms of his style may start to affect him. But right now, he's not thinking about that. He is just bathing in the adulation of this crowd, and what a special moment for this young man. Going to Puerto Rico, winning that title, now getting a chance to defend it in front of his home crowd.
Undaunted by any challenge put before him, Giovani Segura. Seguro in Spanish means a man very much assured of himself, and there he was.
And here you'll see the body work that he did. Some a little low, but most are legal. And that right hook to the body, is the one that really started the problem for Calderon. Calderon admitted leading into this fight, he said, the punches that hurt me the most were the body punches by Segura.
And almost in the same way that he dropped in the first fight is the way he drops in this particular fight.
Very similar.
Ends up taking a knee right there. Sam Viruet comes in there, and he was not even going to take the count. This was over.
That right hand to the body was just too much for him, and a right hook to the head as he was going down.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo, 1 minuto, 39 segundos en el tercer round. Ladies and gentlemen, with the time of 1 minute 39 seconds in round number 3, he is the winner by way of knockout, el ganador por knockout, and still the WBO Junior Flyweight Champion of the World, el Guerrero Azteca, Giovani Segura.
And there you have it, the official time, 1 minute 39 seconds of the third round. If we can get here again, some of the action here, Al.
Yeah, we see it again. The body work by Segura was so effective, and that. Here comes the right that would really do the damage. That one, he got so much leverage on it, and Calderon had positioned himself against the ropes to take the brunt of that punch, where he had not been over the first 2 rounds, and that was really what did him in. And Segura knew he went for the body right from the beginning. He knew those were the punches that would hurt Calderon the most.
Just relentless, Giovani Segura, heavy-handed fighter.